somebody's going to look at you and go, wait, you're 94 years old and you're still breeding tropical fish and maintaining 30 tanks. How do you do it?
What else do I have to do? It keeps me alive.
I want to welcome you to another chapter in our exciting interview series. And today we're at the home of my good buddy and fellow fish hobbyist, Artie Platt, in Yonkers, New York. And we're about to interview somebody that I really consider a legend in our hobby. And just to give you a little tease before we actually start the interview, the gentleman we're going to interview, Victor Hritz, has been in the hobby for decades and decades. And not only as a hobbyist, but as a man who has been involved in the aquarium industry for decades. He owned one of Manhattan's premier aquarium stores for many, many, many years, and just knows a whole bunch of people in the hobby. And but that's just a tease. I'm gonna let him tell you the story. Vic, welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to have you. Thank you for doing this interview with us. I've got so many questions, but first I always like to start off with a little biographical information. Tell us your date of birth.
1931.
Okay, look at that. January 19th, 1931, folks. That makes him, I'm not great at math, but makes him 94.
Yeah.
Okay, and going. Imagine that, folks, 94 and going. And I've known Vic for easily, over 2 decades. And I can tell you that Vic still breeds fish. He's into killifish, which is something I'm into, and all other kinds of fish. He's still breeding fish at 94, folks. Okay. And Vic, where were you born?
In New Jersey, Alpha, New Jersey.
Let me ask you this. Do you have a recollection of like how old you were when you first got interested in tropical fish?
We were superintendents of a building on 102nd Street and Park Avenue.
Uh-huh.
And Robert Letty was a tenant. He was from the islands.
Okay.
Good-looking boy. And he had guppies.
Ah.
And he gave us some guppies, and that was it.
Oh.
Took off.
Good old guppies. And
started the whole thing.
And was that around the 40s?
Yes.
Yeah.
41.
Okay. So from guppies, do you remember what you started keeping next?
Well, I used to go to Central Park and catch little bullhead cats.
Ah, bullhead catfish in
Yeah.
Central Park.
In Central Park.
Wow.
On 105th Street.
Wow.
I had a lake there.
Uh-huh.
They drained it eventually and
Right.
redid it nicely. But when we were kids, Central Park was our playground.
Right.
And all the museums.
Right.
We used to frequent all those places, swim in all the lakes.
Right. Yeah. Now, what in your first tanks? Where did you get your first tanks?
My father bought a 10-gallon tank.
Okay.
So we started with a 10-gallon.
Right. Was it a stainless steel one? Do you remember?
No, old marble.
Oh, those marble
Yes.
things. Yeah.
And then we moved, gave up that position, and we moved to the center of the block, and we were on the 5th floor, and I met a neighbor, Mr. Wolf, and he was an aquarist.
Oh, yeah.
The tank, if I didn't know now, I would say it was probably 50 gallons. But it
Wow.
was only a 15 gallon.
Okay.
It's homemade. He didn't make it, but his brother-in-law worked in a place where they made stainless steel frames.
Oh.
No top. It was a bubble glass top.
Uh-huh.
And he set that tank up with rock and wood and live plants.
Mm-hmm.
It was I would sit there for hours and just gaze at it.
Wow.
He had had a nervous breakdown at one time, apparently. And so eventually, when he would break the tank down, I would come and catch all the fish for him.
Ah.
So we were a team.
Right.
And he had a library of all the magazines,
Really?
German magazines too, of course, which I couldn't read, but I would look at them and ask him questions. And we became, buddies in the hobby. And he took me down to Aquarium Stock.
The Aquarium Stock Company, yes.
On Greenwich, one flight up.
Oh, yes, when it used to be on the second floor.
Cage elevator.
Yeah, the museum has a photograph of that.
Yes.
And it has that iconic sign hanging from the second floor.
And Alan Burkitts, he was running the place.
Right.
So eventually, I would go down and get his tubifex or Daphnia,
Live food,
which
yes.
was the thing. Brine shrimp came later.
Mm-hmm.
But they eventually, of course, moved to Walnut Street,
Mm-hmm.
a block up
Right.
on the south side.
Right.
And eventually it moved across the street to the north side. And the building ran right to Chamber Street from
Right.
Walnut to Chamber. Of course, I met everybody there over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to go down to Nassau Pet.
Nassau Pet Shop on Nassau Street,
And
right?
across the street was Evergreen,
Oh, yeah?
another shop.
Oh,
And then there
really?
was Empire on the corner of Greenwich,
Oh, wow.
owned by Paramount Aquarium.
Right, the famous Paramount Aquarium. So there were a lot of stores in that
Yes.
area. at that
4
time.
stores.
Wow.
And I used to make the rounds.
Wow.
And I used to take my buddy Sonny, and we looked for the best buys.
Right.
And so that was how I grew up into the hobby.
So all those famous stores that aren't there anymore,
When we opened our store, it was in 1954,
that was Crystal Aquarium.
the first one.
That was you and
My brother.
your brother.
I talked him into it.
Okay. And what was your brother's first name?
Michael.
Michael. Okay.
And he wasn't interested, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I said to him, but you're working in a factory doing leather gold stamping. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't see anybody. I don't talk to anybody. I said, this will be, open you up. So,
Yeah.
but
Had you been doing any kind of work before you decided to open this shop?
Yes.
Were you doing what were you doing?
my first job was with National Car Loading down on 19 Rector Street.
Mm-hmm.
So my mother taught me into taking a business course.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Central Commercial High School, which was right next door to the news building.
Mm-hmm. The Daily News.
Daily
Yeah.
News.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went there, it was an all-girls school, and they just changed it. So I was the only boy in the class.
No
With
kidding.
all these girls. And they look like women. They all had suits and everything, and high heels. And I was this little kid. I only weighed about 85 pounds.
Uh-huh.
then.
Uh-huh.
And it was a daunting situation.
Wow.
So I took a bookkeeping course,
Yeah.
and eventually I talked them into giving us a special class after school
Mm-hmm.
to take. I was fascinated by Greg shorthand.
Oh, okay.
It was
Right.
just,
Right.
exciting.
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So we had
Yeah.
a 45-minute class.
Right, right.
From there,
Yeah.
a friend of mine, Roy Calindres, from Honduras, they were his parents, nice fellow, he talked me into joining the National Guard.
Oh,
Said you get $30 a month, which was not true.
right.
So we joined the 71st Regiment on 34th Street in Park, the
Okay.
armor.
Okay.
And I was in K Company,
Okay.
and I was a rifleman.
All right. All right. Wow, Vic.
And eventually, they said they needed a typist clerk.
The National Guard did.
Yes, my company.
Mm-hmm.
I became the company clerk, and we became. This is 1947.
Mm-hmm.
I was only 17. You're supposed to be 18,
Mhm.
but they took me anyway. When I was 18 years old, the Korean situation broke out.
Mm.
Most of the officers in the company they resigned because they were afraid they're going to get
Oh,
sent
really?
to
They want
Korea.
to go to Korea. Yeah,
I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just doing my thing.
Mhm.
So I got a job in the National Guard. Daylight day company. There about 10 guys, and we were doing all the take all the paperwork for each guy and redo it for the government.
Right.
And after a year or two there, I wanted to get out of there. I transferred into the 42nd Division headquarters, and that's a separate office.
Well, let me ask you this though before. So, did you ever actually go to Korea?
No.
Okay, thank God.
I was in the National Guard for almost 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
That's
Let me
right.
just backtrack a second because there isn't anybody around who's been to all these stores like you do that are no longer around. And these stores, I know from my research and also when I was young, I remember going to these stores myself. But I certainly, it was much later than you. I was never at the original locations, for example, for the Aquarium Stock Company. By the time I started going there, it was already on between Warren and Murray Streets. Is there anything in particular that you remember about the first time, for example, you went to the Aquarium Stock Company? Was there anything about that store that stood out to you?
Yes.
What?
It was beautiful.
It was a beautiful store.
And Alan Burkitts,
Mm-hmm.
who was the son of the owner,
Right.
he offered me a job.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. And I came down that Saturday morning for the job. He said, the guy didn't quit. So I was supposed to quit.
You were supposed to replace somebody that he
I
thought was
was
going to quit.
stressful.
Uh-huh.
I was like coming from a funeral.
Uh-huh.
I was so
Crestfallen, yeah. Did you ever wind up working there?
no.
No. Okay. When you say the store was beautiful, in what way? In what
It
the
was
way the tanks were decorated, the way they were lined up?
the first one on Main Street. It was nicely done. We had on the left side just for plants,
Okay.
and the tanks were set up beautiful. The water was crystal clear. I think I also met there Marius Kramer, who worked for Paramount Aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, the thing was, they had beautiful, selection.
Mm-hmm. Well, they used to have their own collecting trips down to South America, Paramount and all of that, right?
Paramount,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
but not the Aquarium.
yeah. Did Aquarium Stock Company get a lot of their stuff from Germany? Do you remember?
I have no idea about
Okay.
that. I would assume they were getting it from Paramount.
Okay. I know the Aquarium Stock Company, for example, its logo was a lyre-tailed killifish, Aphyoscimia australe. Do you remember if that's where you saw your first killifish?
The first, I think Mr. Wolf had Epipletus chaparral.
Oh,
And, beautiful
Okay.
little guys.
yeah.
And I was fascinated by that. But the trick was, I was married at 20
Oh, wow.
and had a kid at 21.
Wow.
I'm
That's
living
young.
on 11th Street
Yeah.
on East River Drive in
Right.
the projects there. And I'm on the bus going by and I see somebody's tropical fish store. But it's not open yet. So I watch. Finally one day I see the door is open. So I hop off the bus and I go, Rick Murray has opened up a fish store. He's a drummer. His partner is a piano player. They played bar mitzvahs that night.
Mm-hmm.
This I learned as I went. But most important was Charlotte, his wife. Beautiful woman. Blue eyes, blonde hair. From Watertown, New York, where I used to go with the National Guard for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So she worked in the store?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
She didn't know anything about fish.
Right.
He didn't know anything about fish. Place
Really?
was shit house. Excuse my French. But I went home and went down the basement where I used to live and got my 2-gallon tank and I started all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Rip and I became friends, and I was doing work in Stuyvesant Town. There was another project thing here, and I was doing home service, right, after hours. And then he was moving, and he had this iron tank. It had to be about 80 gallons, tall, 4 feet long, with a nice stand, kind of bamboo looking. So I got it and brought it to my apartment on 11th Street, and I started hanging out with him. Where did we wind up? Going to the wholesale place on Attorney Street. I would go with him down to Attorney Street, and I met Joe Armstrong. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
No.
He was a Marine at Guadalcanal. Came back. He was 200 and some pounds. Came back.
Wow.
100.
And he owned this wholesale?
He was head fisherman tank.
Oh, he was the head guy in maintenance?
Yeah, you couldn't walk down the aisles like this.
Really? Oh, it was that tight.
And I mean, it was terrible. They eventually moved to 102nd Street where I used to live. Crazy.
Yeah,
but anyway, and they wanted me to work for them, and I had my store then. So how much are you going to pay me?
No, it wasn't a lot of money. Oh, okay, yeah.
I said, I'm making way more than that at the store.
Right. Let's just back up a second because obviously it just goes to show you how many different people you met over the years and all your experiences with people. And obviously Manhattan was a very different place back then with the aquarium hobby being so popular in the 50s. Everybody was opening up stores, and now it's not like in your day, in the heyday of the hobby. So you met all these people in the industry, but you had your own job, right? Having nothing to do with aquariums, the job, right? And what gave you the idea? What gave you the spark to say, I want to open up my own store?
I looked at what Rip was doing. I said to my brother, the guy doesn't know anything about fish, good businessman. And like I said, I traveled with him down to Attorney Street. I met everybody there. Joe Armstrong had opened the store up on Melrose Avenue with 2 other fellows.
Melrose Avenue, that's in the Bronx.
Yes.
Yeah.
When he went out of business, well, I talked my brother into we're going to go into this business because if Rip could do it, I could do it. And we started cruising up and down 3rd Avenue. I wanted to open up on Madison Avenue in a basement store. That was my area where I came from. And they were nice stores and had big windows and you could see. And of course, Madison Avenue, Park Avenue, 5th Avenue, that's where the money was. When we talked about it, my brother's wife had a friend, Frank Scaniano, owned a moving business, and he was on 93rd Street and 3rd Avenue. Frank had a withered arm, but he could take a refrigerator and carry it. So powerful and nice guy. So we went to see him. He said 3rd Avenue is going to be the place. The L is going to come down. And I think at 3rd Avenue, it's a dump. 3rd Avenue was nothing but pawn shops and bars. Until you got to 106th Street.
Pawn shops, Pawn, right? Yeah.
But what he said was true. And so we started cruising up and down 3rd Avenue looking for a place. There was a place on 93rd Street right across the street from him, but they wanted $125 a month. A lot of money. And it was small.
Right.
It had no room. All of a sudden, the store, 1691, the guy was a taxi cab driver, and at night, he repaired sewing machines. Gave it up. So I ran down to 14th Street, saw Charles A. Ross. He was the manager for the real estate. What are you going to do? Open there? I said, an aquarium. Aquarium? Over there? Because my thing was, you have to go down and acquire stock on, what do you call it? Might as well put the store up here with people.
Right, you'd be further uptown, yeah.
So, get $55 a month.
$55 a month. Wow. Wow.
60 feet deep, 12 feet
Uh-huh.
wide. The floor was a little bit canted.
Right.
Anyway, I got my Uncle Willie, he was living on 93rd Street, and he did all the woodwork for the tanks. I designed everything.
So the first store was where? Where was the?
1691 3rd Avenue, which was 94th and 95th Street.
Okay, right, okay. So this was way uptown
Yeah.
by standards of those days, yeah. So what year was that you did that?
1954.
1954, oh my God.
Rip,
Wow.
Rip's tank, I put in the window. It had a nice window,
Right.
and it was a little bit up. I
Mhm.
had a long 10-gallon tank up there, which I put a electric eel,
Mhm.
an electric catfish.
Mhm.
And I set up the tank in there with nice jungle valve and everything.
Wow. With an electric eel.
No,
Oh.
electric catfish. He was,
Oh, electric
he was-
catfish,
He
I'm
was
sorry.
in a 10-gallon.
Yeah, because I was going to say
No,
an
it was a
electric eel,
community
that's
tank.
dangerous.
Not only I put in a bunch of sort of Mendoza barbs.
Okay,
Oh no, maybe Aurelius barbs.
all right.
And they spawned in that tank.
Really?
And I didn't realize it. And I had one of these big old-fashioned Danner
Mhm.
outside filters. And one day I went by and I looked, and all the babies were swimming in it.
Look at that.
I said, that's it. So I had a 20-gallon tank in the back in the alleyway in the light facing east.
Mhm.
And I put them in there for breeding. I counted out over 1,000. And I
Wow,
got them up that, put them in a 50-gallon tank.
right.
So we had somebody build us a stand, and the 50-gallon tanks were made by a friend of the family who was up on just across the bridge,
Mhm.
3rd Avenue Bridge, and he made a stainless steel 36 by 18 by 18.
These tanks were custom made for
Yeah.
you.
Not well,
They weren't from Metaframe though, or
no. He made the frames. I put them together with the old putty from
You mean the
Chicago.
glass? You put the glass in and everything,
Glass bottom.
and they had glass bottoms as
Yeah.
opposed to slate bottoms. Yeah, okay.
All their glass. They was cheap
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get glass.
Yeah, yeah.
And I put 4 of them on a rack as you came in the door over here, tank in the window, and tank there, and then tanks down this side, and tanks down on this was double tier.
Mhm.
This was straight up 3 tier, and counter right in the back, and I was breeding tiger barbs and the Aurelius barbs.
So you were breeding a lot of fish in the store.
Yes,
Wow.
gotta figure out.
On the main floor?
Yeah, it's only 1 floor,
Yeah, yeah, okay.
but in the back.
Okay, in the
Curtain.
back of the
We had a
store.
curtain,
Oh, you had a
and there was a
curtain.
bathroom.
So the
back.
customers couldn't see what you were
No,
doing back there.
no.
Okay.
I had a steamer trunk that we used to cut glass. We used to do a lot of the kit. I put a big ad in the Yellow Pages.
Mhm.
Everything. You called up, yes sir, we got it. If we don't have it, I'll get it, or I have something even better. That phone was a money maker.
Wow. On 94th Street
Yeah.
on 3rd Avenue over there. There weren't any other aquarium stores,
No.
were there?
Yes, there was one down on 2nd Avenue, New York Aquarium,
2nd Avenue and what?
on 90th Street,
Okay.
90th and 91st.
So that wasn't too far away then.
No. And Troper Company, a wholesaler
Uh-huh.
run by Otto Gaywitz, was only 1685. When I was a kid, my cousins lived on 9th section, and I saw this thing with all these tanks in there. And I tried to get in, but they wouldn't let me. In summertime, they had a screen door.
Okay. And this was called Tropa
Troper.
Wholesale. It's a
That
wholesale.
was put together by a German doctor who came here, but he couldn't practice.
Mhm.
Dr. Brewer was his name.
Brewer? Okay.
Brewer. And his daughter, his sister was married to Otto. Otto was a very good looking German fellow.
Uh-huh.
Very sweet guy. But anyway,
So did you buy fish after you opened up Crystal? Did you buy
yes,
fish
of
from him?
course.
Yeah. Okay.
Why not?
And you would go pick the fish out yourself, right?
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
I worked 7 days a week.
Wow.
20 years.
Is it now? Was in the beginning? Who worked there? Just you and your brother?
In the beginning,
Yeah.
Mr. Wolf, the day we opened the store, he died in that period.
Oh.
And I wanted him to see what he
Right.
accomplished.
Right.
So he died. So Tekla, his wife, we had her open the store and work from 10 to 4, and I was working for the National Guard. I would come by 4:30, and my brother would come a little later.
Oh, okay. So
And
you were
we-
still with the National Guard when you opened the store.
One
Wow.
year.
Now, was business good from the very beginning?
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We
Yeah.
were making money.
Wow.
We were the only ones in the whole neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
and people were fascinated. They'd come in.
Yeah.
I set up all the time. I decorated them to the
Right.
full. Rock plants,
Yeah. Yeah.
all live
Well,
stuff.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. Well,
My
1954
my
was.
psychology was you have to create a desire, and it has to be beautiful. And if
Right.
it's beautiful, they want it.
Right.
They don't
Right.
know. They come in, they look,
Yeah.
they have to think about, see, I would like that.
Yeah.
And
Well, in a way, you were educating them to how beautiful an aquarium could be. Not instead of looking at a bunch of schlock.
with pink and red and blue ground.
Right. You didn't
Nothing
use that.
plastic.
Right.
None of that. Everything was natural.
Bear with me, Vic. I know you have a lot to tell us, but Crystal, you chose that name because that was your idea of what the water should look like?
Yes.
Crystal clear?
Crystal Aquarium.
Okay.
And not only that, I drew the logo from Innes's book of the Ambassador Slava. I submitted it to our card, and on our card,
Mhm.
Crystal Aquarium, that logo of two
Mm-hmm.
glassfish.
Okay.
They went together.
Very nice. So now you've got this store in Manhattan. People are coming to your store. Of course, 1954 was like a heyday of the hobby. The hobby was immensely popular in the 50s, right? So you were smart. You opened at the right time. Now, being in Manhattan, Manhattan is full of celebrities and everything. Did you ever have famous people come into the store?
Williams, a comedian,
Yeah.
he came in with his kids.
Oh, Robin Williams?
Robin.
Oh, Robin Williams. Okay, wow.
Marlena
That's
Dietrich.
more recent.
Marlena
Dietrich?
Her daughter lived up the block.
Really?
Had two beautiful boys. And they
And she came in to
she-
do what?
she-
Buy fish?
she brought the boys in.
Oh,
because they
yeah.
wanted
Oh,
to
the
buy
boys.
fish.
Yeah, her grandsons. Yeah. Wow.
Uh,
How was she? Was she nice?
oh, yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Very quiet.
Very quiet.
Reserved.
Elegant. Yeah.
I used to service Clooney.
George Clooney?
Not the,
No.
his,
Oh,
his-
Rosemary.
Rosemary.
Clooney. Oh, yeah. Rosemary
She
Clooney.
lived in the Dakota building.
Yeah, she was
on
famous.
70-something.
Yeah, she
I
was a
don't
famous
know,
singer,
Central
actress.
Park West.
Yeah.
And,
Rosemary
I used to
Clooney.
come up to her
Yeah.
apartment, and
Oh,
she'd
really?
be serving drinks with her girlfriend, and they'd be drinking, and I would be working. We had installed 55 gallons.
Oh, so you also serviced aquariums?
That was almost 50% of the business.
Really?
We had-
50% of your business was that?
I had
Wow.
eventually I had my 3 sons doing all the servicing. I used to do it.
Your 3 sons.
Yeah.
And what are their first names?
Paul,
Paul,
Michael,
Michael,
and Stevie.
and Stephen. Nice.
Victor was the oldest, but he
wasn't interested in the business.
he
no.
he had problems.
Okay, yeah. Well, essentially, what you're describing is an old-fashioned family-run business. But getting back to the celebrities for 1 second, and in the 50s and everything, that's when, in 1952, I think it was September, that's when Herbert Axelrod came out with the first issue of Tropical Fish Hobbyist magazine. Did you carry aquarium magazines in the store?
Books,
Books,
I had
everything.
a stand there for books, and the magazine was on the counter.
TFH and Innis's The
Innis.
Aquarium.
Anything that was published, I looked at.
Wow. Yeah, that's not like today. Did you ever meet Axelrod?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
When I was in the Hritz store on 14th Street,
Mm-hmm.
Herbie came in.
Oh, yeah? Did you ever think he was going to be this big guy in the aquarium business when you
No.
first met him? No.
He what the heck was he selling? I don't know, shoelaces. He was a salesman for
Mhm.
somebody.
He was a salesman? Yeah. I
at
didn't know
that time.
Yeah. What now? What about Innes? Did you ever meet Innes? No. Oh.
I don't know if he was still alive by then.
Yeah. 54. Yeah, he was still alive.
He
Yeah.
had to be in his 80s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was probably not. He was probably getting out of the publishing business around then. You know, the aquarium publishing business. Yeah. Well, let me get back to the store though, because now you've got this fabulous store open. And do you remember like what fish sold the most back in the 50s?
I bought everything that was available that was nice.
Right.
Angelfish,
Right.
swordtails, neons, eventually cardinals.
When did you start getting cardinals to sell?
It wasn't in the old store. We
Right.
moved from 1691 to the corner of 93rd Street.
Okay.
That's
Still on 3rd Avenue.
Yes. But it was windows all around.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be a car sales room in the
Oh,
old days
okay.
because it had doors that opened.
Uh-huh.
And when I saw that was available, I said to my brother, "We got to move." I said, "We can't do any more here.
Mm-hmm.
We need room."
Right. Was that second store, was that the final
No.
move? No, you moved another time after
4
that?
times I had to move.
4 times?
The
Wow.
original store, 93rd Street, that all came down.
Mm-hmm.
Rupert Brewery was there. They had
Mhm.
3 city blocks, and they gave it up.
Mhm.
And the state and the federal government took over the property
Mhm.
and built projects.
Mhm.
I wound up on 1438 on 81st Street and 3rd.
Mhm.
Nice big store. Did very well. And then that was going to come down. So I went and made a deal and got an excellent 20-year lease. Nobody else had a 20.
Wow, 20 years.
I said, I got it 20 years, but I want to retire after that. And they did. They did it.
Yeah.
And we got it for like $550
A month. Yeah.
The basement, I thought I could get the whole basement from the whole block. I said, no, they'll give me half of it.
Oh, wow, but that's still big.
Yes. So I got 60 by 60 or something. And we put in concrete, pulls the tanks up. And I
Really,
put
in the
Tropa-
basement.
And I put Tropa Company down there.
Well, did you own Tropa by this point? Or?
Yes. I told Otto, if you're ever interested in retiring, I'd be interested.
Okay,
And then they finally came to me. They knew I was interested.
right.
So I bought it for like $2,000.
Oh, okay.
And I tore it all apart in the back and put 55-gallon tanks on it all because I was bringing in discus and everything else.
Wow.
And so I enlarged it. I put 60-gallon vats that I got from a guy that used to be a customer of mine who got into the business and then went out. And I put them underneath the stands. I put all the catfish down in there.
Mm.
And the whole back I tore apart and put tanks over. So I expanded.
Right. Do you remember around what year did you buy the wholesale operation, Tropa?
70s.
70s. Okay, so you'd already been, though, in the retail business for quite a while.
Yeah.
Of course, I have memories of your store also, but it must have been the last version that I was at because I wasn't at your store till like the 80s, 90s. But just because I'm sure a lot of people are interested in, from a historical standpoint, when you first started getting cardinals, you get them from Paramount? Who'd you buy them from? They must have been very expensive fish at the time.
Not necessarily.
No?
Not necessarily. Because I had a 20-gallon long,
Mm-hmm.
black gravel.
Right, black gravel.
The shiny black gravel.
Yeah.
Not the dull.
Right.
And I set the tank up like I usually do, and I put over 100 in there.
They sell like hotcakes or what?
Even Rosario said, that was something.
Rosario, yeah. Now, speaking of Rosario, and we're talking about hobby legend Rosario LaCourte,
In the 50s.
who lived in New Jersey. How did you first meet him?
He came to the first store.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Otto had gotten these Emperor Tetras, the Cordite, which he got named after.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came in the store, he used to bring me fish.
Vic is referring to one of the Emperor Tetras. Rosario was breeding Emperor Tetras, and then eventually
1,000.
he found that there was a variation. He sent it to Weitzman.
I put them in a 20-gallon tank at night,
Mm-hmm.
and they spawned.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go by to get my tube fish and come, and I would look. One day I'm always looking to the back. All of a sudden I realized they're hanging right on glass in the front. The babies were hanging on the glass.
baby
So they
emperor
spawned.
tetras, yeah.
So I used to have 5-gallon tanks right there by the counter, and I put a bunch of them in there. And so he came with fishing rod. I said, "Hey, let me show you something." I said, "You see, they have a red eye." So when he was leaving, he said, "Could I have some?" And they said,
Right.
He had them there
Right.
after.
I don't think he knew that Weitzman was going to name it after him, you know. But yeah, that's
They were
what
good
Weitzman
friends.
did. They were friends. And Weitzman was just for the sake of our viewers. Stanley Weitzman was an ichthyologist at Stanford, I believe, or something like that. In fact, there's a famous tetra in the hobby that's named after him, Posiliochyrax weitzmani, the black morpho tetra. I don't know, it goes by different names. It's not a very common fish, but it's very beautiful, you know. So when did you start buying fish from Rosario? Almost right away,
Yes,
or
I'm trying to remember how that came about. I think he came in the store with somebody,
Okay,
and he was impressed.
with your store, yeah,
And we got to be good friends, and
Right.
he was constantly coming.
great. So you bought a lot of Rosario's fish,
And we went, we were invited to his house, and
right,
I invited him to my house.
right. Oh,
and
nice.
Socialized.
So now I know that you made several trips to South America to collect fish and develop relationships with people down
With
there.
the shippers.
Was one of the first trip that you took down to South America? Did you take that one? Did Rosario go with you on that trip? That was later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I went with Sidney Wilder.
Okay. Who was Sidney Walberg?
Sidney had a small import company up on 197th Street. He lived in this 3-story house with his mother-in-law and his wife. And next there must have been an alley, and they enclosed it.
Okay.
And he set up a fish room in there. It was very small.
Okay.
And he was bringing in fish from South America.
Oh.
And I found out about it, and I went up there. You could buy discus for $2-3.
Wow.
You know. And so we became good friends, and he wanted me to go with him.
He had been there before to South
Yes.
America.
Diaz Lopez in Palermo,
Mm-hmm.
which is on the end of the Amazon. So he wanted me to go. So I was about 32 years old at the time. So $550 round trip. We flew from New York, Trinidad, Georgetown, Guyana. I met Harry Rambert, sweet guy, smart cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Had a huge place, with the roof, both sides, and they had wooden frames like this.
Mm-hmm.
They took 50-gallon drums and cut them lengthwise, and they sold
Oh. And where was this?
in Georgetown, Guyana.
Oh, Georgetown, Guyana. Okay.
We stayed at
When it was still a British colony.
No, they'd had a revolution.
Oh, they just had
And
turned
some-
it over.
When we got there, you could see the evidence of the revolution.
Oh,
They
really?
had burned
Oh, wow.
storefronts and whatever.
Oh.
It wasn't no big deal. The
Right.
place was very primitive.
Mm-hmm.
And we stayed at the Tower Hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and we hung out with Harry. He had a nice truck. He used to bring in I don't know how many barrels of water, black water,
Mm-hmm.
and they kept a very neat place, big place.
Mm-hmm.
He must have had 400 or 500 drums.
Wow.
I mean, he was in business.
Right. He exported all over the world, not just the United States.
He was a big shipper, and he had very strong relations with what airline was that flew to Europe. And he used to go with the manager,
Mm-hmm.
free trips, and see his customers.
Right. when you were down there on that first trip? Did you go collecting? Did you go
No,
to rivers? You just visited?
I was a sightseer.
Yeah, you visited the.
My first trip.
Was
right?
that the only exporter you visited?
No,
No.
it's the beginning.
Oh,
It's Georgetown.
okay.
From Georgetown, we took a flight to Manaus.
Manaus.
But the
Okay.
first stop over was Boa Vista, which
Mhm.
was high up in the mountains,
Mhm.
and there was no jungle there at all. It was
Mhm.
like kind of desert.
Mhm.
And on the way, we were in a DC-3 two-engine job.
Mhm.
And on the way, they served in demi-tasse little cups of coffee.
Mhm.
So I'm sitting there, I want to look out the window, I want to see. The guy in front of me had his coat over the seat. And why I tell you this is, so I have this coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker,
Mhm.
but all of a sudden I see this thing go like that. The plane must have fell about 500 to 1,000 feet.
Wow.
And the coffee just, so I was trying to catch it because I didn't have it on his coat, right? So, okay, we're flying into Manaus.
Mhm.
The cloud cover is so dense you can't see anything.
Mhm.
And I know we're going down, and I'm thinking, where the hell is the bottom?
God.
It was scary.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, boom, there's Manaus. I mean, it was,
Right.
scary,
Right.
all of a sudden you're sitting right
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
the city.
Tell us about the what you saw of the aquarium business in Manaus.
The fish were in boxes
Mhm.
on counters.
Uh,
The building that he was in, that they owned, I guess.
mhm.
Like
Were
in
they plastic boxes? What kind of boxes?
It, regular
Wooden-
cardboard boxes,
Cardboard boxes
with
lined with plastic
styrofoam inside,
styrofoam
and
inside.
plastic square bottom bags.
Okay. Oh,
And
okay.
he has the fish neons or cardinals.
Mhm.
And his backyard has some concrete, like shower stalls.
Mhm.
He has some jaguar puppies in there
Really?
because he was in the animal business.
Jaguar cubs, huh?
He had supplied Disney with a black jaguar,
Really?
and they were
Wow.
supposed to have two, but he couldn't find
Find
another.
another one. That's in those
The guy-
days, Vic, where anybody could collect and ship any kind of animal. Oh my God.
But and his farm, went out to his farm.
Mm-hmm.
There was a canal, maybe 8 feet, 10 feet deep, not water, but down and water running down there. He had on the side of the hill there, the ground there is all red mud.
Mm-hmm.
And he had dug out some 6 foot by 3 4 foot.
Mm-hmm.
And I had food with me, and I sprinkled it all over. Nothing came up. He didn't have any place to keep fish.
Mm-hmm.
And I took shipments from him.
Mm-hmm.
His discs looked like they were in a war.
In a war, oh, they were
The
all
fins were
the
all
things were
shot.
all. So basically, the people there would collect the fish, bring them to him, but he would just transship them. He didn't hold them in tanks or anything like that.
He was very big.
Now, did you make a second trip to Manaus later on?
Yeah.
Now, which trip did you go there with Rosario? The second one, the third one?
That wasn't enough. We went down to see Costa Arowana,
Okay,
which is further south.
further south, yeah.
On
Rosario
the-
talks about him in his book,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
And I think you have pictures of
Yes,
Rosario
us
with
fishing.
Costa and everything, yeah,
We
from
did-
that
we
trip.
did some-
How did that happen? How did you and Rosario decide to take a trip down to South America? What was behind that? Did you think you were going to find new exporters and?
I was looking for a different area,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted to go. I said, okay, I'll buy you a ticket.
And of course, Rosario knew people down there already, right?
And they did treated us very nicely.
Did you
Bought a
find
fish,
new fish?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I found out that they didn't have new fish.
They didn't have what?
He wouldn't go looking for new fish.
Oh, okay.
And all the fish that he shipped, basically, I could get from Colombia.
Okay.
And it was cheap.
Cheaper from Colombia, even then.
Right. And then, yeah, all the way down there, out it's a long distance.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw it, he shipped me 150 boxes on one shipment. And what was in it? A bunch of little minerals.
Minnow type things. Tetras, you mean, things like that. Yeah. With no color, huh? That's always disappointing, you know.
But that was the last shipment.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, you live and
You
learn,
find out,
right? Yeah,
yeah.
you live and learn. But meantime, though, back in Manhattan, the store is still going strong, right?
Very strong.
And
That was where we were
I
going.
remember visiting your store a number of times, but I also remember, now this is the last version of the store that you had, which was still on 3rd Avenue at like 93rd Street or something like that. I remember in the basement, you had you had all kinds of animals down there. I remember you had turtles and lizards, and
That was Alfred.
he was a wholesaler of exotic
his-
animals.
That was his profession. Reptiles,
Okay.
turtles,
Okay.
snakes.
Because I remember when I visited, I think I was with Horst Gerber,
Gerber.
who's a mutual friend of ours.
Yes.
And I remember somebody telling me, be careful, there might be some snakes in the
We
rafters.
had an 18-foot bowl.
Okay.
It was huge. And I had him in 100 and some gallon. It was a tall tank,
Mhm.
6-footer. And it must have been 36 inches tall.
Mhm.
And he used to get out of there.
Mhm.
And I had wood covering the whole thing, and I had wood going through the ceiling.
Mhm.
So he couldn't push it up, but
Right.
he'd work it.
Yeah.
And then he'd be up in the rafters, and we have to go catch
Yeah.
him.
So now, getting back to the store, where did you buy your forget about the fish now, like your pumps, your filters, all your equipment? Who did you buy that from?
Royal Pet Supplies.
Royal Pet Supply.
Uh,
But they're on Long Island. They were on
yeah,
Long Island.
yes.
Oh, really?
They were the biggest supplier.
They were the biggest ones, Royal?
We used to buy from a guy named Bob Howard. Bob Howard worked for a store on 125th Street. It was a pet shop and a hunting. They sold rifles and ammunition.
Okay.
And Bob was a salesman there.
Okay.
But then Cohen, did you know a guy named Cohen? He had a place on 120 where the 3rd Avenue Bridge empties out. He had a place there, and he was copying all the things from Danner.
Oh, Eugene
imitated
Danner,
his,
who was
filter.
famous for Supreme
and he Cohen
brand products. Yeah.
opened up a wholesale place across the street from this other store.
Oh, yeah.
Nice big place,
Uh-huh.
100 feet deep, nicely set up.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, Seymour got the place because Cohen got involved with a famous guy down in Florida and had a fish room,
Mm-hmm.
but it went bust.
Are you talking about Ross Sokoloff?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
when he went bust, he got out of the fish business.
Yeah.
So Seymour moved in there, which
Okay.
was nice. And
Yeah.
so I used to come out there every morning when I came off the bridge.
Mhm.
I'd stop in there and look around
Yeah.
and buy stuff and zip the soap.
Getting back to your store, do you remember, like, whether it was the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, like, which product, not the fish now, like, which product did you sell the most of, made you the most money? Was it a power filter? Was it an air pump? Like, what did you sell that, we would say was very popular? Everything?
There was nothing that you could say was very popular. It was our way of directing people.
Mm-hmm.
We sold.
Yeah.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
didn't know what they
Right.
wanted. They
Okay.
didn't know what was what.
Right.
So we were installing tanks all over the city.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So the
That
installation business
that
was
business
big.
was fantastic.
Yeah, great. Yeah, good for you.
It financed all my trips to South America.
When did you notice, because back then you didn't have to deal with the internet and giant companies competing against you. when would you say you noticed that the business started to like trail off? When was that, in the 80s or
I'd say closer to the 90s.
closer to the 90s? And what did you notice at first, that kids
Well,
weren't coming in anymore, or
Look at it this way: you're getting old.
right?
You don't have that energy to
Mhm.
do all the things. And my boys, like, we had to move.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't renew our lease. We had to move. And they said it was too much work.
Mm-hmm.
So we closed the store.
So it was the fact that the landlord wouldn't renew the lease was
Even I got a lawyer.
right.
I've been here 20 years.
Right. So what year did you close the store? Do you remember?
2001.
2001. So you were in business from 1954 to 2001. That's like 47 years.
Yes.
Wow. That's a funny coincidence. You know why? Because that's exactly how many years Cameo Pet Shop in Richmond Hill was in business.
Yeah, I remember.
47 years. They closed in 2016. Okay, so now, just to switch gears, you're still, as I said at the beginning, you're still keeping and breeding fish, right? So about how many tanks do you still have?
30.
30?
Yeah.
34. And you're breeding, I know you're breeding angelfish. You had, or
got blue galaris.
Mugalaris, you got your breeding, which is a killifish.
A gardener eye.
It's another killifish.
Chocolate
Right.
larry.
Chocolate larrytails, it's another killifish. You still have emperor tetras?
No.
No, okay. What about, besides angelfish, you breeding any other kinds of cichlids?
Blue carrot.
Blue acara, oh, that's an
Electric
old
blue
standby.
Yeah.
Blue acaras, yeah.
Little cichlids.
Oh, the Nanolutea?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've done very well.
Good. I'm glad.
And what else? I have a cichlid that I got from the fellow that breeds the koi out in Long Island.
Oh, Tom Keegan.
He gave me these cichlids, about 6 babies. I got 3 of that, and they're quite big. He calls them blue-eyed cichlids.
Okay.
They're kind of round
Right.
and brown, not much red color.
Uh-huh.
And I think they're ready to spawn.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Now somebody's going to look at you and go, wait, you're 94 years old and you're still breeding tropical fish and maintaining 30 tanks. How do you do it?
What else do I have to do? It keeps me alive.
Yeah.
It's been a love of mine all my life.
Yeah. It's truly an amazing story.
Oh, you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think I'm at your level. I don't think I'll ever
What do
be
you
at
mean?
your level. But of all the people you've met over the years, right, on the hobby side, is there anybody in your mind who stands out as, other than Rosario, as like a terrific either fish breeder or importer or something along those lines?
Paramount Aquarium was the most impressive.
Yeah.
They had 7.5 acres up in Ardsley, New York.
Is that who Fred Kochu worked
Yes.
for?
He was a partner.
Oh, okay.
He was down in Vero Beach, and then he moved closer. He went to Tampa to be closer to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
But Mr. Schneller, Mr. Kramer
Mm-hmm.
was a head tank man.
Mm-hmm.
They were impressive people.
Yeah.
Kramer was a very nice guy.
You know, all these names that you're mentioning, and a lot of which are kind of lost in the mists of
Yeah.
history, but you lived it. You know, I love what you just said about being a lifetime passion for you.
It is.
And I can tell. And anybody, I'm sure, watching this interview can tell that you devoted, almost your entire life to this
Yes.
wonderful hobby. And
It wasn't work for me.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
I think that's like a dream for most people, would be to work at something that is not like work, because
That's
they
right.
love it so much.
That's why I could do it.
All right. Well, I think I've taken up enough of Vic's time. I'm sure he's got a lot of other stories, but maybe we'll do that another time as well. But thank you, Vic, for sharing your time and your stories with us. And I want to thank Tom Allison for taping this interview. And again, my good buddy, that guy over there, Artie Platt, for hosting us.
He's an internal guy.
Oh, yeah. Artie's a mensch, as we say in Italian.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Take care.